Hey, what is going on? Welcome to lesson 24. We are taking a look at some angle, side, angle, and side today. And we're going to skip through this first couple pages here, and we're going to take a look at page 131 here. So the next thing we're going to talk about is angle, side, angle.
Angle, side, angle. And I want to write something.
So once again, remember we talked about with angle, side, angle. The side is the included side between the two angles. Okay, so if we're given two triangles, right, with angles CAB and C prime A prime B prime, mark congruent AB and A prime B prime, and then CBA and C prime B prime A prime. All right, essentially we could just do a reflection and get these two to map onto each other. Another way to kind of think of it is if I gave you, right, a length of a side, okay, and had lasers shooting out at a certain predetermined angle. Let's say this was, I don't know, 35 degrees, right? And this laser was shooting out here at 40 degrees, okay? There's only one spot where these lasers are going to hit. They can't be moved because these angles are fixed. So as long as I gave you a set length in these two, you can only make this triangle. That's essentially what we're trying to kind of show here. That's why side angle side is a or angle side angle is a congruency theorem. Okay, it's got to be the included side between these two angles. All right, otherwise it's side angle angle, which is or angle angle side. That's a different theorem. Okay. The other one we've been using is side side side. So same thing. You can reflect this over, and you're going to get everything lined up perfectly. Okay. So keep that in mind. This angle maps onto this one over here, and these are going to be equal. So we're going to hop down here and do some more proofs today. Take a look at page 133. So let's go ahead and fill in a t-chart. And your homework is going to be coming out of your packet again. So make sure you take a look for that video, okay, in the Schoology folder for today. All right, so once again, we know M is the midpoint of HP. Okay, and we have angle H is congruent to angle P. And this is given. Okay, so remember the process, right? We're going to mark the diagram. Okay, we're going to look for keywords. We're going to look at our diagram. This should help us make new statements. All right, and then we're always looking to use one of those congruency theorems, okay? Angle, side, angle, all right? Or side, side, side. Those are going to be the focus for today. All right, so let's mark it down. So I have angle H marked congruent to angle P, and I see a keyword of midpoint. Okay, so H congruent to P, and if M is the midpoint of HP, it's in the middle of HP, not GR. We don't know that. We know it's in the middle of HP. Then if it's in the middle, these two pieces have to be the same. Okay, now if I mark it, I need a statement for it. I have a statement for angle H and angle P, but I now need a statement for HM congruent to MP. All right, and this is just like kind of like bisect, but it's midpoint. So the midpoint cuts the segment into two equal parts. Okay? Okay. Now, once again, we've used our keyword. We've marked this one. Now we're going to look at our diagram. Anything in the diagram that you can see that is also going to be the same. All right? Hopefully, right, you notice the little bow tie in the middle here, the angles in the middle. Those are our vertical angles. Those are going to be equal. Okay? So angle HMG is congruent to angle PMR. That's once again vertical angles are congruent. And then do we have enough now to say these two triangles are congruent, right? Look, we have angle, the side in between, and angle. So that's angle, side, angle. So now we can say, okay, that triangle HGM is congruent to triangle PMR. Remember, H, we can see is marked congruent, so it's got to go where P is, right? We said GM, and then I said PMR. This one's out of order, okay? So if we say HGM, right, we have to say PRM over here. This doesn't have to be the same because we're just naming the angles. So as long as M's in the middle, we're okay there. And then we're going to put down our congruency theorem, which is angle, side angle, congruent to angle, side angle. All right, let's go have you guys fill in the next one and then we'll talk about it. Okay, we're going to handle rectangles later. So what I'm going to do is instead of doing the rectangle, JLM, we're going to use two other statements here. We're going to say JK is parallel to ML, okay? And then JM is parallel to KL. So let's use these three givens, okay? All right? This one, and we're going to use these two instead of this, okay? So let's see it. So we're going to do coming down the line, okay? We're going to say statements, reasons. So JK is parallel to ML, and JM is parallel to KL. I know it means just kidding, Kate, but that's not what we're using it for. All right, so we know that this line is parallel to the one on the bottom, and this line is parallel to the one over here. Okay, so remember, any key words? You got parallel, that's a key thing, right? So we have one of those angle pairs, right? Corresponding, alternate interior, alternate exterior. Okay, and if you look, we have some Z's going on here this way. Okay, and we also have one going this way. All right, so we're going to have some pairs of angles congruent. So we're going to have this angle pair and this angle pair that are going to be equal. So for step 2, we're going to say that angle JKM is congruent to angle LMK. And we're also going to have, right, the other angle, which is JMK, is congruent to angle LKM. Remember that really long, annoying statement we have to write, that two parallel lines cut by a transversal. And then we always end with our pair of angles, alternate interior angles are congruent. Okay. Now we need something else, right? We need something else. So we've used all our key things here. And remember now, if you look at the triangles, they're both sharing that line in the middle. That's the reflexive property for the line in the middle. So we can say MK is congruent to MK, the reflexive property. And then we always end with our proof statement. So can we have enough to say that these two triangles are congruent, right? And if you're having a hard time seeing it, you can redraw one of the triangles. So we have this angle, the side in the middle, and that angle congruent, and that is angle, side, angle. So good. So we can say triangle JMK. So notice we went no arcs, one arc, two arc. We got to do the same thing on the other triangle. So that's LKM. And then what's the reason? We have angle, side, angle, congruent to angle, side, angle. All right, let's take a look at number 3. Okay, just figuring out what triangles we're going to get congruent here. So I'm going to give you the proof statement. So we have RY congruent to RB. Oh, yeah, okay. So we're going to do prove. And let's see if you guys can do this one on your own here. Prove that triangle ARY is congruent to triangle XRB. Okay? So once again, we have statements, reasons. Okay? So once again, mark down your stuff. What you know is congruent. Okay? Let's see if you got it. So pause it. No, you pause it. All right, let's see if you got it. All right, so hopefully you took about 3 statements and reasons, 3 steps here. Let's take a look at what we got. So you should have started with the givens, obviously. Okay. All right, so RY is equal to RB, AR equals XR. We know that's given. The other thing we're going to need to show here is that the 2 angles, the vertical angles in the middle there, ARY and XRB are equal. Vertical angles are equal. And then that gives us enough to say they're congruent because of side angle side. All right. So remember those vertical angles in the middle here are going to be congruent, and then side angle side. Hopefully you guys caught that one. You did great on your own. All right. Let's hop down to the next page here. Okay. Let's try this one. Let's see how far you can get. Let me give you what we should be using here. Okay. So on this one, we are going to prove triangle AEB is congruent to triangle DEC. Okay, let's see if you guys got this one. Ready? Okay, pause it. Try it now. All right, once again, we got ourselves 3 statements and reasons. So remember, you're filling in the first one is the givens. Okay, make sure you mark them down on your figure. Okay, then hopefully you caught again. We need those vertical angles in the middle. So AEB and angle DEC. Okay, we can mark that for ourselves. And then that is enough to get the triangles congruent because once again, we have angle, side, angle here. Angle, side, angle. All right. Hopefully that helped. Okay. All right. We are going to skip number 5 though. And that is going to be it for today. So for tonight's homework, you guys going to go ahead and try to do the questions that are in the packet here on page 8. Okay. So once again, make sure you label a figure. Okay. And then try to use what we talked about with our isosceles triangles and everything else here to get those 2 triangles congruent. All right, now for this one, for number 8, you're going to need a little bit of help on this one. So one of the properties that we're going to use, because these have centers, they're circles, is the fact that one of the reasons you're going to need, okay, is the radii of the same circle are congruent. So you're going to make sure you want to use this on your homework. Okay, the radii of the same circle are congruent. All right, that'll help you get those 2 triangles congruent. So think about the circles. Which lines are the radiuses? So the radii of the same circle, and that they would be equal. Okay, they'll help you get some of the sides congruent, and then you should be able to finish that one off. All right. Okay, guys. We'll see you in the homework video tonight. Do your best. Also, special for today, My daughter has requested the fact that she would like to teach you a little lesson in drawing. So if you want to stop the video and go on to homework, feel free. If you'd like to stick around and do a little art lesson here, feel free. So here, without further ado, is Miss Kate Zazowski.
Hi, I'm gonna draw Mr. John. A what?
Tell them what you're drawing. Talk.
This is Daddy. Your teacher. Right, Daddy?
Yeah, that's right. And Kate, how old are you?
7 and a half.
7 and a half. What's that?
You.
Again?
Yeah.
Okay. I see the resemblance.
You like it?
Love it. Thank you very much. All right, say goodbye to
I'm
everybody.
not done yet.
Yes, you're done.
No, I'm not.
Come on, I gotta stop this. All right.
Not done yet.
Say goodbye to everybody.
Bye. One more thing.
Hope you have a great day. Thanks for sticking around, guys.
Not done yet.
One more thing. Bye. Bye, kids. All right. See you later, guys. Have a great rest of your day.